Hi guys, I finally am getting around to trying out these old 23 channel radios. In the past there was a lot of radios that I bought. It had a bunch of good radios in it, and it also included one or two of these radios. And then there was another lot of radios I bought last November, that also had a couple in it. I think the Royce was in with that last lot that I bought, which was 8 months ago now. I haven't put power to these yet, so we're gonna find out together if they actually work and if they're worthwhile to keep around. I'm hoping the Mini 23 works. I just think that one's a super cool radio, and it's safe against EMPs. All right, let's get testing these and see which ones work and which ones don't. Okay, I have the Royce hooked up. This will be the first one that we power up and check. It seems to be the best of the bunch. It has the most features, and so I have power connected to it. I have it connected to a watt meter. We're on the 20 watt scale, so when we key up, it'll be reading the very bottom of that scale. I have it connected to a dipole antenna that's up in my attic, and we're going to be transmitting down to another radio I have set up in my garage. That radio down there is set up without an antenna on it. So that radio is in another building 150 feet away without an antenna. So it'll tell us what the radios sound like on the air. All right, let's see if it powers up. Well, it comes on. We have a meter light, though. The meter jumped up too. Way up. That's got a lot of noise. And the channel display lit up. And we have sound. We're not going to hear anything. There's no skip coming in, and that dipole is not going to pick up any local traffic. Let's see, how's the... there's a little bit of a difference with the automatic noise limiter on. The channel display changes to PA. And look at that. The transmit light lights up when I put it on PA. We have the Delta tune. Without hearing anybody, we don't know. We got the squelch down here. Ooh, that's a quick squelch. Even though that noise level's high, it doesn't take much turning to knock it right out. Look at that. Look how far I can turn. Oh, you really can't see that. My fingers are in the way. That squelch is all the way up. Look how far back we have to go till it releases. That's a sensitive squelch on that thing. Oh, it's got RF gain. And another cool feature on this one. This one, can we see that? It has a volume mic. That red knob on the side there, that's for the volume. If we turn that, it increases and decreases the volume. Alright, let's put this on channel 12, because down in my garage I have a radio set up. Did I already tell you this? I have a radio set up without an antenna. It's in another building and about 150 feet away. So we're going to broadcast down to that radio and see what this thing sounds like on the air. Alright, let's back up a bit so we can see both the radio and the meter. I will zoom in on that meter. I just want to see if there's anything unique that happens on the radio when we key up. Just transmit light. And the meter is slamming itself all the way over. Oh, we got output power though. Look at that. Almost 4 watts. Almost. Alright, let's key it up and broadcast to that other radio. This is the Royce 1-662. Just testing it out on the air, see how this thing sounds. If it puts out any decent kind of audio. The Royce 23 channel. Well, we have one of them that seems to work. Just gotta review that other footage and see how it sounded.
This is the Royce 1-662. Just testing it out on the air, see how this thing sounds. If it puts out any decent kind of audio. The Royce 23 channel.
All right, next up is the little realistic TRC 24C. You ready? Oh, we have lights. Look at that ridiculously small meter. That thing is tiny. Do I have sound? Oh, we got sound too. What a basic radio. Oh, it's got a noise blanket though. Wow, noise blanket does quite a bit, doesn't it? Oh, it has delta tune too. And squelch. Oh, it does work. And it makes some funny noises. Bump that over to our test channel. Which on the test channel, we're getting noise from a power supply somewhere in my house. Let's key up, see if the radio does anything unusual. I don't see anything unusual, but look at that, the meter is working. I thought for sure that meter would be junk. Every one of those tiny ones I've ever had doesn't work. That's awesome. Alright, let's go over to the power meter now and see if we're actually putting anything out. Oh, it's got 2 watts. 2 watts of power. That's enough. Alright, let's transmit down to that other radio and find out what this one sounds like. This is the realistic TRC 24C, all channel, all crystal, 23 channel radio. And look at that meter light. The meter light changes with modulation. That's pretty damn cool if I do say so myself. Alright, this is the realistic 23, just testing it out. Awesome. I like the little meter light. I have other realistics that the meter light turns red when you key up and with modulation. This one didn't change color, but it does brighten with modulation. It brightens, and if there's no modulation, there's no light. Watch, I'll key up again. Oh, no, there is light. Ah, it's one side of it. The left side of the meter lights up with modulation. The right side is lit all the time, and the left side comes on with modulation. I bet you it was originally a red bulb in there. I bet you somebody swapped it out. Alright, let's listen to the recording of that one and hear how that realistic TRC 24C sounded. Alright, on to my favorite of the bunch, the Mini 23. That is a super basic radio. Look at that. We have volume, channel, and squelch. And I'm assuming that red light is going to be a transmit light. Alright, let's turn that knob and see what it does. Wow, that thing is dirty. Ooh-wee. Oh, it's hard to look through the camera and find things. It comes on and it's working. Again, we're not going to be able to hear anybody on this because I'm just set up on a dipole in my attic. If there was skip coming in, we'd have a chance, but not for anything local. But we can at least do a transmit test. Hey, that's backwards. If I turn it up, the channel goes down. Usually when you turn it clockwise, it increases. This one, turning it clockwise, it decreases. That's weird. Alright. Let's key it up. See if the radio does anything unusual. It says that's not a transmit light, it's a modulation light. Let's try it out. It is a modulation light. Alright, let's go over to the power meter and see if it's actually putting out any power. Let's give it a dead key first. Oh, we have a whopping half a watt of power. All right, while we got it keyed up, let's do our transmit test on this whopping half a watt Mini 23 realistic, half a watt of power coming out of that dipole in my attic. That should get us all of about maybe a quarter of a mile. Well, it doesn't put out a lot of power. Oh, it actually increased a little bit. It got a little bit better with time. It's just over half a watt now. Let's take a listen to the recording and see how this radio sounds on the air.
Alright, while we got it keyed up, let's do our transmit test on this whopping half a watt Mini 23 realistic, half a watt of power coming out of that dipole in my attic. That should get us all of about maybe a quarter of a mile.
Last one of the bunch. Oh, I goofed up too. I turned it on before turning the camera on. Sorry about that. It powers up, but I don't feel very hopeful on this one. I did find a mic for it, even with the time period correct connector. So let's put that in there. This one, let's see. No activity on the meter. The radio is making a humming noise, and you ready? Watch that meter closely. It ain't gonna move much. Oh, maybe a quarter of a watt? Maybe. We're on channel 12. Let's broadcast, see what it sounds like. This is the JC Penny, which I'm not hopeful at all of. I don't think this is transmitting anything. Matter of fact, I can hear a buzz coming from the radio. We're just trying it out, see if it works. I have a feeling we're not going to find anything on the other video of that. Maybe just a little bit of scratchiness. Alright, let's go check it out and see what this one sounded like. So, it seems as though the Royce worked pretty well, even though we did have the hum from my power supply that was on that radio down in my garage. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that power supply was going to hum like that. But if you listen beyond the buzzing, the Royce sounded pretty good. The realistic, no, that one wasn't too good. That was not worth saving. That one's going to become a parts radio, which is unfortunate because that meter works. But if I find another radio that needs a little meter, I have one now. The Mini did it all right, considering it's only putting out about a half a watt of power. Again, if you listen beyond the buzzing, the radio actually sounded all right on the air. So that one's a keeper also, which I'm happy that one works. I'm betting that the capacitors are dry as can be in that radio, and if I left it on and kept transmitting, I bet you it would get better and better. The JC Penny underneath of it, well, that one's just a parts radio. That one was completely dead. The meter showed about a quarter of a watt output, but there was nothing heard 150 feet away. Again, that radio down there didn't have an antenna on it, but it still should have heard it, and there was nothing. So the realistic, the 24C, is going to be a parts radio, and the JC Penny will be parts radios. They're good to keep around for the knobs and the meter, bulbs. But that one has a mic hanger on it. The other two will go in the collection, and I'll find some kind of use for them, I'm sure. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, there's if you're local to the North Carolina area, there's a Hamfest. I'm going on September 4th, which is a Saturday. I believe it runs the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Shelby, North Carolina. Check it out if you're in the area. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.